for our Shayan Sassy and Semso and your body and the Pansemso, Aqua Probo, Ghana Atomic Energy Commission.
You've seen Konya na Yedin Komo and Rap Mampeni John Dramani Mama, Betram Benya Kessian Sono, Onya Afibako, na UTV, Cassia Beche, Okua, na buying air con Editia Galamsey 2, and a bambon sem, a woman in. I can come for you, me. David Ofori Safo Meninyaba.
Mame ya amponsa Obaku.
Avebora and Semno Emo. And there Ghana Mampeni, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ekwajuma and Serahe na Oko Ghana Broadcasting Corporation GBC Graphic Communications and a Ghana Publishing Oko Hese Dum Jumedie Eko Efa na Mampeni ene nyumakwe edin komono ena odi etudwa se kamia kwese TV license manfo dodo ampenitua enokre dodo na tiomemu a TV license bomu entua na Mampeni chese obedani ani se sedie ye ba be no public media levy said be obi abetimi atua bi.
There are few suggestions we have with regards to the so-called TV license. And I think that our thinking is going in the same direction to amend that law to make it a public media levy of some sort. And we're going to change the range of that levy so that it's better able to mobilize funding in order to be able to subsidize the work of the public media. And so when we are ready, it will be discussed in cabinet, but we'll discuss with you what our thinking is before we finally go to parliament and amend the law. I'm sure that with some of the suggestions we've got, it will be able to raise the amount of funding that it brings in and make you better able to do your work. Your minister brought the issue of the legacy debts to us. And so what I've asked him to do is just to make sure that you keep up with the current bill. We're going to ring fence the legacy debt, and then we're bringing it to the attention of the Chief of Staff to find the funding to be able to defray the legacy debt so that it does not continue to be a charge. We must discuss a new funding model to see how we can make you better able to discharge the mandates that you have. You've mentioned several things, and we're waiting to receive your proposals. I believe that you have the capacity and the assets to be able to modernize GBC. I mean, you sit on prime property in this city, and I believe that we can leverage some of those assets to create a more modern digital GBC that is more fit for purpose than in the past. We are reviewing the Constitution. The Constitutional Review Committee presented their report to me, and it is my hope that Chapter 12, that has served us well since 1992, we look at it again and see how we can tweak it in order that, you know, the media, the chapter on the media creates a better environment, especially for public media to be able to do its work. We'll continue to work with the National Media Commission in respect of the public media. And I think that in all these proposals will bring the Media Commission on board so that all of us are on the same wavelength.
Ghana Mampeni John Dramani Mahama Ekopiemu ewo Ghana Broadcasting Corporation na yetwanitia ekase GBC na ho eno de tudwa esiye na yenim se Ghana National Fire Service fo binom etoto hye eye nsemtroni bi so eye ne niema na emfata na wode abetudwa ese sankrofo yi omommoro emra so ne sasumti no aban ehuomo na watwe omo asensen kakra eye nsemimu ehwehwemu.
My views on that are known. I'm a journalist by training, and so there's no way we countenance, you know, the continued assault on journalists. So we've been in touch with the Ghana Journalists Association on these issues. We put them in touch with the security services. We need a reorientation of many of our security personnel to understand that just as they're doing their job of providing peace and safety, journalists are also doing their job of informing the people as to what is happening. So they are not antagonistic to each other. Indeed, they're both serving the same public. Yeah, so we're working on it. But occasionally these things will come up. But when they come, they must be dealt with, as firmly as possible. The Minister of Government Communication has taken it up. I think the officers have been identified, they've been interdicted, and an investigation is ongoing. But we won't countenance assault on journalists here.
Enra ene afia mampani John Dramani Mahama yɛde si Ghana banwa kɛse no eso na dodo na ebo aban no abaso sɛ oba wanye ne modemo asani pa ene dom kuma ɛwɔ mrahye bidwam ayɛ nsentofo nhyiemu na ɔmo kasa no mri tudwa kyɛ sɛ NDC aban e ka mekɔ sɛ ɔmo anu no ɔmo a na ɔmo ɛsere ɔmo fans ɔmo baye ɔmo ne bo enyenyenyenye ensani ɔmo ani sikasɛm atete apansam bambonsam ɛwɔ ɔmo enkoyie nanso wɔn a ɛna ɛhyɛ ɔmo men anaasɛ ɔmo fans.
Yesterday, the NDC government celebrated. Their communicators flooded the airwaves. They speak of success. They speak of reset. They will speak of triumph. But when the noise stops, what remains? A relapse into dangerous economic experiments, a relapse into lawless governance, a relapse into predatory partisanship, a relapse into patterns of deception that Ghanaians have seen before and rejected before. The manufactured miracle. We are all told Ghana has turned a corner. GDP grew by 6%, inflation fell sharply, the cedi appreciated by over 40%. Success, they say, victory, they claim. But at what cost? And for what benefit? The Bank of Ghana shall gain. How can an institution that is not making losses transfer losses it has not made? Goldboard explains that the program is funded by the Bank of Ghana, sits on their books, so any losses are theirs. The governor was elevated by President Mahama, and before the elevation, he was one of the beneficiaries of the Attorney General's Nolly Prosecco. He faced charges for his previous role at the central bank. Those charges are discontinued through Nolly Prosecco, and then he was elevated to governor. He faced the institution that funds the Gold for Reserves program, the institution whose balance sheet bears the $214 million loss, the institution that should have provided rigorous oversight. Under governor's watch, these losses occurred. What we witness is not a decisive fight against Galamsey. It is a loss of state control. Tragic expression at Elwag Stadium, where job seekers were packed into unsafe conditions for a recruitment exercise, leading to a deadly stampede.
Oswafo a wɔhwɛ yɛn sase ɛne ɔbɔade ne pasem so honorable Ama Kofi Boa wakopie mu ɛwɔ Ghana Atomic Energy Commission ɛkɔyɛ adwuma ensrahye wopie mu wɔ hɔ ɛna wɔde to mpanyimfo a wɔ hɔ anim sɛ wɔbɛyɛ de obetimi bia sɛde ɛbɛyɛ agayek ebetimi asan afa ne ntoma pa ɛfra
ɛkɔhwɛ gayek nsase a nkrɔfo ewiewia ɛsɛ ɛbɔ ho ban wohwɛ Ghana Atomic Energy botaiti a yɛde yɛsi hɔ a ɛhia papa bibia yɛyɛ aduane a yɛbɛdi in the future a great nneɛma pii a Atomic Energy boy energy ankasa ɛhia no na yɛn a yɛte asisia no yɛn trans forever na da nya yɛn de te sɛ yɛbɔ asase ho ban not for us but for future generation wohwɛ ayi waste sisi ayɛ wɔ information age obiara use computer akurasi kura use computer yɛ use your TV any other gadgets use aluminium products nneɛma na ɛsɛ yɛ ahemfa na yɛde kɔ so yɛn create a center to process them na and manage them sustainably I just say we nyinaa wahwɛ na yɛde akɔgu pom ne consequences so nyɛ nti UA centers there ɛnyɛ akra ho ana ɛsɛ ɛbɔ mmɔden ayɛ making sure say expanding every region making sure every district protecting a way of managing waste sustainably for the long term and also here papa fundraising wohwɛ nneɛma de bia yɛ import steel bridges nneɛma bia yɛ road construction yɛ big push so we yɛ adwuma nneɛma pii wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛnya no wɔ ha ɛkyɛ sɛ ɛma yɛ mbɔka yɛ ɔmo aka kyerɛ ne sɛ equipment no bi wɔ ha aka bia ɛsɛ ba.
He's saying that the second equipment we need to pay 68 million cedis to bring it. But obviously the cost of installation is not part of it.
Anamon bi a yɛtutu a yɛbɛyɛ na saa funding na yɛ adwuma no ɛsɛ yɛbɔ mmɔden a yɛtutu anamon na makɔyɛ sector minister no mema ɔmo ayɛ comprehensive report na ma make sure sɛ mede akɔto cabinet anim sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a yɛbɛhwehwɛ nneɛma aka nyinaa na
we a foundry country anyone we develop you don't start with the foundry because this is the genesis of industrialization. We have built this foundry. We can help the mines, agri, roads, civil works, machine manufacturing. Indeed, this is what we have designed. We part of the raw materials, scraps, part of the raw materials, be extra, be import what we call pig iron, and part of it would be the pieces of metals that if we have, they sign a recycle. So that is 100 tons a month, and later develop it to 400 tons a month. So once your good self and the Minister for Finance releases money to us, we'll finish this project for now.
Chief Actuary Edema Senate Madam Evelyn Ejay wode abetu dwa SSC hye abaya homeje ente to hosika wode ohanchechemu edu aka ho wo kire mu se wode sa adwumade yi odi sa adwumade se de be ye beboa ama omo makọ ahomeje mu ewa aban mu no wo mo eho behenhan omo kakra.
After all the considerations, with our board approval and approval from the National Pension Regulatory Authority, it was decided that the overall indexation rate for 2026 for our pensioners is 10%. That means every pensioner on our pension payroll is going to get an increase. This 10% is not across board, because we want to make sure that those on the lower pension bracket are receiving more and their pensions are growing faster than those receiving the high pensions. Because of that, we do what we call redistribution. Redistribution is just a method where we take from those on the high pensions and bring it down and give it to those on the low pensions. And because of that, we have done redistribution in line with the solidarity principle of Social Security. And for that redistribution, every member or every pensioner on our pension payroll as at 31st December 2025 is going to get a pension increase of 6% across board. And after that 6%, we are adding 91 cedis and 56 pesos to every pensioner's amount, from the lowest pensioner to the highest pensioner.
New pensioners coming onto the payroll used to come in at 300 Ghana cedis. That has been increased to 400, another growth of 33% in an era where inflation is at 5.4. Again, testament to our commitment to ensure that those at the lower end are as protected as much as possible to ensure sustainability. And it's in line with our strategy that we will keep ensuring that we will protect the value of the pensions that we pay out, having considered inflation and other variables. Thank you very much.
Jumedia and Yedi and the tough of Bumuan say, and Snit, Yajuma and say, Mono, Afibia, Yepeja pensioners or market to Kakra, Eshemukena, said the Bayer inflation near the Adinita Musicano, a bit me, Ashaw. Okay. Nti Jumedia bia Afibia, ye, until a few weeks, Snit Jumakuno. Any National Pensions Regulatory Authority, I dream back to say, Yimpeja Snits pensioners nakatuanum, Enko or ha enjichemu edu. And no ne entumua effectively yede eba.
Abusiafo ye ho mekase bone so ye ba ye de nkomo twetwe ebeto aso.